Hey, everyone, welcome. Let's see if I can get this overlay hidden. There you go. Hi, how's everyone doing? Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. This is the Nifty Dreams Founders Town Hall, and I am Nick Kalyani, the founder. So I did not get a chance to promote this particular one heavily, so I'm seeing that there's not too many people there. But welcome to all of you who are here. I'm happy to have you. And today, what I wanted to do was to give you, as usual, an update on what things are going on, and also to kind of talk a little bit more in detail about the token. So, but before I go forward, I think all of us are reeling from the events of last week with the FTX and the repercussions that it has had on the market. Needless to say, we were already in a crypto winter, and that has made us into sort of a crypto Siberia almost. It's been really, really bad news every single day. And one of the things is it has also set the entire crypto ecosystem back in terms of confidence from people who are not already in there. So it makes our job 10 times as harder now than it was a week ago to do some of the things we want to do. But before John Anyway, so all right, so let's get a few updates out of the way. My first update is that I got my visa for Dubai, for UAE. So now I can work there as much as I need to for the DAO. Also, we have secured our office space there. It's a not a very large space. It's 250 square feet, but it is a start, and it's a place where we can go hang out and have meetings and things like that for the team that's on the ground there. So that's a couple of updates there. There's a few things that are slightly behind schedule, playing catch up, and I will take responsibility for it. Most of it is because I've been swamped and been unable to get things done on the schedule that I should have. But we're playing catch up, doing the best we can. So moving forward on those fronts, and the token is on schedule. So in fact, one of the things I've been doing is making sure to focus, the attention that's needed on that at the expense of a few other things. But it's moving forward very well. And today, what I wanted to do was to sort of give more insight into the token, because I know a lot of people understand it at a very high level from what I've described, etc. But I feel like it would be helpful to go into it in detail, kind of like I did for sort of the Diverge workflow, that whole workflow that I doodled out. Many people said it was very helpful for them to understand how things work. So want to do that also. So on the Diverge front, also we are continuing our conversations there. In fact, I believe there's a meeting scheduled with their team either tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm not sure when, but I'll confirm that. But we are moving forward with that very well, and that's proceeding on plan. So, like I said, today I want to take up most of the time to talk a little about sort of how the token works and when things will be locked and unlocked and vesting and so many of those details that are kind of abstract for you right now, but I wanted to sort of make them more tangible because we are getting close to the point where we'll be launching this token, right? So according to our plan right now, on Sunday the 20th, we'll be taking a snapshot of everyone who has a Dreamer Pass, um, and to figure out how many tokens they get. By the 25th, we will have a final list of who's going to get how many tokens. The 28th is the cutoff deadline. After that, no changes can be made. And then on December 3rd is when we are actually going to go ahead and get those tokens into your hands. So that's what I want to explain a little bit, is what that really means when you get those tokens. So let's just go into our handy dandy Excalidraw here. So let me share my screen and get going into that. All right, here we go. All right, so my screen is visible here, and it's time to doodle. So the thing we are going to talk about here is 3 stages. There are 3 basic stages of our token. So we'll put 3 little boxes here corresponding to the 3 stages. All right, cool. And we'll write here, this is stage 1. This is stage 2. And this is stage 3. Okay, so what are these stages? Let's get into there. So stage 1 is when we do the airdrop, right? So that's the date on which essentially you've got a wallet, so that's your wallet right there. And what you're going to end up having is you're going to get a certain amount of NiftyD tokens in that wallet. So yeah, we'll put $NiftyD in there. Okay, so this is the airdrop that goes in there. So whatever that amount is, we don't know exactly what that is for each, because it's going to be varying for each person, right? So what I mean by is I can't specifically in this presentation here talk about a specific numbers because it's going to be different for each individual. So you're going to get those. Now, it's important for you to know that this is a standard ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain. What does that mean? It means it's a token like any other token that you normally work with, whether it's USDC or ENS or ApeCoin or whatever, all of those. So I need to take a sip of chai here. All right. So you're going to get a certain amount of tokens in there. Let's go ahead and call that X. All right. I don't want to scare anyone off. So with thinking this is going to be algebra. So instead of X, let's just call it, we'll call it N for Nifty Dreams. Not that that makes it that much different, but here. So you have N tokens that you got in your wallet, right? Now, these tokens are being airdropped, and so they have two primary characteristics. One, they are locked for 1 year. That means that you cannot move them for 1 year out of your wallet. You cannot do anything with them for 1 year. The second thing is, after 1 year, they will vest over 24 months. What does that mean? Well, what that means is, let's say that N, just for the sake of example, let's say that N is 1,000, okay? Let's say that you got 1,000 tokens. Let me see if I can zoom this in a bit. Yeah, that's good. Okay. That means I can't scroll around a little bit, but that's okay. We'll deal with that. Okay, so, oh, I can do that. Okay, so let's say that we have N equals 1,000, right? You have 1,000 tokens. Now, what for 1 year, you're going to have 1,000 tokens in your wallet. And then what you have to do is basically calculate 1,000 divided by, and it says 24 months, right? So divided by 24 months, whatever that number is, I can go look it up on my calculator here, or someone can probably tell me. I'll just do it here real quick. 1,000 divided by 24 is 41.66. Okay, so this means that this many tokens, 41.66 tokens, are going to be available to you every month. But because this is a smart contract, we actually don't do things in months. We do things in seconds. So this is 41.66 tokens available per month. But a better way to look at it is 1,000 divided by, let's see, there's 24 months multiplied by 30 days in a month, multiplied by 24 hours in a day, multiplied by 60 minutes in an hour, multiplied by 60 seconds per minute. So let's see, that's going to be a big number. 24 multiplied by 30 multiplied by 24 multiplied by 60 multiplied by 60 equals 62.2 million, whatever. So all I'm trying to say is that you don't have to wait every month to have 41.66 tokens available. If you had 1,000, you would have tokens vest per second, and you can claim them as they vest, and they are yours. So that's what vesting means, becoming available to you over time, so the period is 24 months, and every second a few tokens vest, and they're available to you. And you can do the math and figure it out and we'll have a dashboard actually where you can see this. You don't have to do the calculation because we don't expect everyone to do this math. We're going to have a nice dashboard where you can see all this. All right, so let me zoom back in. Okay, so we do this airdrop. You get these tokens. they are locked for 1 year and they vest over 24 months, and they have this criteria, right? Now, these are tokens that are, shall I say, granted to you by virtue of some action you did. Maybe you contributed to an event, or you got the Dreamer Pass, etc. And so these are all granted to you. But in the course of this DAO progressing, there are contributors. There are people who are going to actually be doing work. And guess what? This NiftyD token is also the currency of the DAO. So you will also be earning tokens as you go. So if you earn a token, so we'll put here granted tokens, and we'll kind of make this bold. How do you make this bold? Here, we'll make that Excel. Oh, there we go. That's good. So this is all for granted tokens. I'm going to remove my example out of here. So this is the characteristics for if it's granted. But you will also have earned tokens. So let's change this to say earned. Okay. So earned tokens, you have no lock, no vesting. Okay. If you earn a token, like let's say you wrote an article for the DAO, or you worked at an event for the DAO, or whatever, any tokens you get there, they will have no lock and they will have no vesting. Now, having said that, right, there is one thing we are going to do that impacts everybody, and that we will call is so this is individual token lock, right? So we're going to have something called a transfer lock. Okay? So you can think of this as a switch, an on-off switch. An on-off switch in the sense, if you try and go into your wallet, and let's say you have earned tokens, they have no lock, they have no vesting individually, but we have a contract level transfer lock. What that means is, even though you've earned them, you won't be able to move them until this transfer lock is lifted. Let me explain to you why we have a transfer lock. Okay. The primary reason for it is that until there is liquidity, which I'm going to explain in a bit, it doesn't make much sense for us to be able to really have people move tokens around, because it makes it harder and harder for us then to really understand who the owners of the tokens are and who is liquidating, etc. So we just want to be very cautious about it, and we want to have a small transfer lock. So let me tell you how long that transfer lock is going to be. So that brings us actually to stage 2, and that is liquidity. We hopefully won't be for very long. Let's put here liquidity. Okay. So liquidity is essentially the ability for you to be able to go and sell those tokens and convert them to some other currency like ETH or USDC or something like that. Now, when tokens are created, they have no value. Their value is given to them based upon the project that issues them, and also if there is any liquidity for them. So liquidity comes when someone is willing to essentially provide money, the other currency, and say that I am willing to support the conversion of currency A to currency B. Now, who's going to do it for a new DAO that has not yet established itself? That is true for any project, right? Ultimately, when a new token is announced by a project, the project has to provide initial liquidity. After that, as the project matures, other people in the community step in and provide liquidity. So what we are going to do is I'm going to put this in the bottom here because it's going to be, you'll see how this works in alignment with the transfer lock. So our notion is, for every $500,000 of benefactor income that the DAO has, we will provide $100,000 of liquidity. Okay, So this is how we will initially make. I guess I can put it up here. So for every $500,000 of um, capital raised by the DAO, we will put 100,000 in there. So our goal is to ultimately, if you've seen our plan, is to DAO will provide all of 500K of liquidity total. That's what we're going to do, and then by then we hope other people will step in. So the moment we get to $500,000 in capital, we will go ahead and create this liquidity pool. I don't, I, don't- I don't know the exact DEX we'll provide it on, but let's say for the sake of example, it's Uniswap uh, or other. It might be multiple ones also. We might spread it out or whatever. We have to figure that out. So when we do that, we estimate that we will do it somewhere in the 20 to 25 cent range, right? So approximately that's how much the initial sort of liquidity price will be, and then the market takes over from that. So what we want to do is be very careful about this transfer lock, and the reason is we want to make sure that the people who are earning tokens, they are able to have liquidity first. That's our highest priority, right? So we don't want for example any tokens that are unlocked, like maybe for promotional purposes or things like that, to be able to have immediate liquidity. For our first priority is people who are working for the DAO. We want to make sure that any tokens they're earning as income, there's always liquidity for it. So we have to be really careful to make sure the tokens we are issuing keeps up with the liquidity amount that's there, and then the market will take over. So the moment we sort of have this liquidity, we will transfer unlock. So now it's a free. So those of you who have earned tokens can essentially go to the liquidity, the DEX, and be able to convert them into any other currency that you wish, or as is my desire, that you hold on to it. You that would be good also. So that's kind of the stage two. So over time, as we get more and more capital, we will provide more and more liquidity, and it's entirely possible that we will do it on multiple DEXs. DEX stands for decentralized exchange. So the basic thing is, like, the idea behind the Nifty token is it's not a get rich quick scheme for anybody. Okay, it's our utility token for our DAO, and is the primary currency which the DAO will use for all its transactions. So in the future, for example, let's say that you're one of the artists that's selected for sort of the Diverge sneaker pilot. So you're going to earn money there. Everything that the DAO ever pays you out is going to be in the Nifty D token, and we want to be very, very careful that we never ever pay out something for which, I guess that one, for which there isn't liquidity. So for example, if you have earned capital, earned income through sales of your design on a sneaker, etc., we want to make sure that the moment you get those tokens, you can go and you have liquidity for them. Now, there is a situation where we might be ahead in the Diverge sneaker pilot, and we are already earning money, but we haven't met this goal yet. In that case, and in that case alone, we will make sure that the artists are paid in an existing crypto and not the Nifty D. But Nifty D is the way everything will work. But we want to make sure that the moment you are earning money, you are actually able to use that money. That's the primary goal here. We want to make sure that we don't create a scenario where you have earned tokens, but you cannot use them, which is why even these tokens, like that you earn for the DAO, once the token is released, it'll be very clear when they're issued that there is a transfer lock and you have to wait, because and we make it clear up front, so you won't do the work and then be told, oh, these tokens, are not yet liquid. It'll be very clear to you, and it's your choice. If you want to earn those tokens before they are liquid, that will be your choice. But we will not ever, grant you tokens that are not for work that are not liquid. So with this transfer unlock, the switch in the contract will be moved, and so any tokens that are free and clear should be able to be transferable between wallets and things like that. All right, so that's stage 2, and now comes stage 3. So the moment we have liquidity, we can also unleash another capability, and that is staking. This to me is one of the most interesting parts of this, because it allows you a passive kind of income. So how does staking work? So here's the thing. We have currently in the plan, let's make it this way. We have 1 billion Nifty D tokens. That's the current supply. Okay. Of that, in this particular airdrop plus benefactor sale we are doing, we're going to have 500 million used up. Okay, so that's what's used up. So I wonder if I can make this a different background color. It says background transparent. Okay, there we go. So that's used up. And then that means there are 500 million tokens that are still sitting there in reserve. We'll put that as a green background. Okay, so this is used. This is reserve for the future. That's how the DAO will make money in the future. Okay. Whoops. Don't want to do that. Let's see. How do I extend this box? Sorry, I'm learning this as we go. Okay. So now of this 500 million that is used, we're going to have buckets. All right. So there's going to be a bucket. Oh, wow. That went, wanted to be there. Okay. So we're going to have a bucket that is for the airdrop. That's all what you get. There's going to be a bucket for the benefactors. So we're going to call this A for airdrop. Going to call this B for benefactors. And we're going to have a bucket here that's going to be S for staking. So this is a reserve pool we're going to keep. Okay, that's targeted for staking. So these are going to be handed out right here on stage 1, right? These also during the course of these stages, I don't know, given the market conditions, I have no idea how long this is going to take for us to get to our 5.5 million goal, but we'll obviously try and get it sooner rather than later. But that's going to happen. And then we're going to have a pool of these reserved for staking. So here's what happens, right? You have, as an individual, so you have a certain number of locked tokens. We'll change that color. We'll say pink here. So you have a certain number of locked tokens. You can't do anything with them. They're just sitting there, right? So we'll call that. So what we're going to do is, while you have those locked tokens, we will auto stake them. All right. So they go automatically. You can't do anything with them anyway. So why not stake them? So that's what we're going to do for you. I mean, you're welcome to unstake them if you wish, but that would have no purpose. It doesn't make sense to unstake them because, as you'll see shortly, uh, they will be earning you income. All right. So what happens with these stake tokens is all of them go into a big pool. We'll call that pool staking. Whoops, got an arrow. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Okay, so these go into a staking pool. Right? So everybody's locked tokens, yours, mine, everybody's. So we go into this pool. So this pool is going to have a bunch of tokens. And what's going to happen with this staking pool is that periodically, we'll have to decide what that period is, maybe weekly, maybe monthly. Okay. What's going to happen is from this particular staking pool, I'm going to make this one blue to coincide with that, right? We're going to have a certain number of tokens periodically go toward the staking pool. So periodic transfer. Okay. And so let's say that there, for the sake of example, let's say that that periodic transfer is 100,000. All right. So then the math works out like this: for everyone who has auto stake tokens, you divide that 100,000 equally among all of them and drop those tokens. So these tokens, they actually, I pointed it here, but they really go into the wallets of everyone who has staked. So it would be wallet 1, wallet 2, wallet 3, and so on and so forth. So it goes into your wallet. And guess what? That is your income. Those are free, clear, unlocked tokens that you can do whatever you want to with. So this is where liquidity also becomes important. We don't want to be giving you staking tokens and saying that that's your income if you cannot in fact take that as income, right? So this actually, I'll just I'll put it here, staking tokens. So in order to be able to get this income, you have to stake tokens. Now, why does this model work? Who came up with it? I have no idea who came up with it, but why does it work? Well, when you lock your tokens, when you stake your tokens rather, and you put them into the staking pool, you reduce the number of tokens that are outside, that are available in circulation. And so that causes the tokens that are there to become more valuable, right? And because it's scarcity, and because they are more valuable, the price should, in theory, go up. So by staking, you're basically providing a valuable service. You are saying that I'm going to not put my tokens into circulation, and therefore you should be rewarded for it. And that's what the income here is. So every time there is a periodic transfer from the staking pool that goes to everyone who's auto staked into their wallets, those are tokens that are yours. You've earned them, and you can do whatever you want to with them. You can transfer them, you can sell, you can convert them to another crypto, you can do whatever you want. So that is the staking income that you're going to get in starting with stage 3. But you can see how important it is for us. We can't just jump from stage 1 to stage 3, right? This liquidity is the most important thing. If we don't have the ability to give you liquidity, then what's the point? There's no point in giving you staking income. Those tokens won't be liquid. You won't be able to convert them into anything. This is why it's very important that all of this progress in a very orderly fashion, and it's going to be very slow and very methodical, and you might not like some of it, but it has to be done the right way for a reason. So we create an ecosystem that has long-term potential. Like, we are doing this for the long term. We're not doing this for the quick flip or something like that. This token is not for the people who want to make a quick buck. This is for people who are thinking long term, so it will gradually build up. And over time, hopefully, as we do better and better things in the DAO, that token becomes valuable. The way I like to think about the token is, it is the unifying object. So think about it. We have artists, we have art collectors, we have galleries, museums, we have non governmental organizations, um, we have potentially investors. Just think about every possible entity that's there in the art ecosystem. Now, we are creating a DAO where all of them converge, but every one of them has a different idea of what is success and what is of value for them. What is of value to an artist is totally different from what is value to a museum, right? So how can you align the incentives? How can you align the goals of all of these? Well, the short answer is, uh, you can't, except if there's money involved. And there is, right? So the NFTD token is the way in which we will align incentives for everybody. If everybody works to make the NFTD token valuable, all problems are solved. Like that everyone who is a stakeholder, who is an owner in this ecosystem, has an NFTD token, and you work to make that token valuable. So right now the challenge is that every artist is for themselves, right? You are focused on yourself. You're focused on getting your own sales. You're focused on getting your income. If we can shift your thinking so your activities are targeted towards making the NFTD token more valuable, it helps everybody. They say a rising tide lifts all boats. That's what the NFTD token is about, folks. So in the future, as you are a token holder, your thinking should change. It will change. You won't be thinking about how do I get sales for myself. You're going to be thinking about how do I get the DAO to succeed, because when the DAO succeeds, the NFTD token's value goes up, and therefore your income and your equity goes up. So that's what we are trying to create here, is a model where instead of thinking only for yourself, you're thinking about the entire ecosystem. But that's hard for people to do. So you just think in terms of, what can I do to make the token valuable? And if that is, organize a community event to tell more people about the DAO, then that's great. That makes the token more valuable. Or organize a mini collaboration with 3 artists and do something exciting and innovative in art. That's great, because it makes the token more valuable. Everything that we do, if we start thinking about it in terms of the token as a representation, as a financial representation of the DAO, it will work out. I'm not saying that this will be easy. I'm not saying it'll be fast. I definitely will not promise you anything about the value of the token, because it's up to us, right? Like, if you look at how capitalism works, right? We work together, we succeed, and then this should go up. But if we are all just trying to focus on, hey, how do I make a quick buck from this? It's not going to work. It doesn't work that way. It is guaranteed to not succeed. To be successful, you have to have a vision, and you have to have long-term thinking. So yeah, initially, getting started takes time. So this is for those of you who might remember your physics lessons, right? It's essentially, there's a lot of potential energy here, but there's also a lot of inertia to get things moving, especially a large body like this that we are trying to get moving. It requires time and energy. So we are putting all that energy into it, but once it gets moving, it will pick up momentum very, very fast, and you can see how things will grow very, very fast. But getting started is definitely a slow process, especially if you're trying to get started in a bear market where every week the news is gets worse and worse, but we remain undeterred because we have a long-term vision. Like when you have a long-term vision, you don't allow short-term kind of the news of the week or whatever to impact you. You keep on going because that's how you sustain and build a long-term vision. You have to continue to build and grow. So this is kind of the vision I had initially, and this is the vision now that we have. I know a lot of you, I've spoken to a lot of you, and you do want to create a future where artists can have a sustainable income. And in the world of Web3, that means ownership. So you have ownership of the DAO by virtue of two things. One is your Dreamer Pass, so you control, the decisions we make as we move forward with this. I've always committed that until sort of the end of the year, I am, as the founder, making a lot of these decisions. But starting January, just about everything we do uh, will be through the guilds and through votes, etc. So right now, we can't really have everyone involved in every decision because there's just too much happening too quickly and it's not stable enough. We need good leadership and we need to have strategic decision making right now. So it's really hard to have everybody decide, but where we can, we're going to have you decide, things like exhibitions, contests, etc. But starting the new year, want to transition to it being more your DAO and your decision making. So I feel very confident that this DAO will be very successful because the people that are in it, the artists, they're highly motivated to work for their own self improvement, self growth, and success. Right? A lot of DAOs, the members are sort of arm's length. I'm a member of that DAO. I go and vote occasionally. This is different, right? This is yours. This is your livelihood. This is how you're going to make money. This is how you're going to have a career. This is how you're going to be successful. And so you're going to be working toward it and helping everyone work together to succeed. So we're gonna join hands and we're gonna do this slowly but surely. But so that's the plan. Stage one, airdrop happening December 3rd. Stage two, liquidity as soon as we have $500,000, and I'm hoping that will be sooner rather than later. We'll start with having $100,000 of liquidity on a few dexes. We'll unlock the transfers, and then stage three. Now that we have the liquidity, we can start enabling staking. So there will be a very specific date on which we will announce. Okay, now staking is active, and from that point onward, you will start earning income, etc. We will not do that until we can be assured that the tokens that you're going to earn from staking are liquid. Like if there is not enough liquidity, right? If we don't have enough liquidity, then it's pointless to announce staking because what are you getting? You're getting more locked tokens. That's not the point of it. The point of the staking is to give you a steady income as things progress. And see, this pool is finite. So people who are in it early will be able to benefit from it. But at some point, the staking pool will be empty, and then the staking will cease. So it only benefits those who are there to support the DAO in the early days, because in the early days, the more tokens that are locked, the more valuable the tokens that are unlocked and circulating are, therefore driving up the price and making the DAO and its token more valuable. So you provide a very valuable service by holding on to your tokens and staking them. And so we want to reward that. And that's what the staking rewards are going to be all about. All right. So that's kind of what I wanted to go over today. I'm happy to address any questions from anybody. Let me see. Let's see, a lot of good GMs. Yes, GM. Let's see. I don't see any questions here. Yeah, I don't see any questions, but if anyone has anything, now would be a good time to ask. Otherwise, just know that this is the plan. We're going forward with this, and we'll keep on working toward this. For me, stage three. Stage three is where I want to be. I want to be at the point where all of you are have tokens that are auto staked, and you're actually, earning a passive income. You have to do nothing. Literally, the tokens just show up in your wallet at whatever interval we decide, whether it's a week or month, and that's your sort of income. But those tokens are not going to be valuable unless we are all doing things in the DAO to make them valuable, right? We are working hard towards some of the projects we are talking about. We have we are also working to create exhibitions. We are working to educate people about crypto, etc. So while this is a sort of a bleak time right now, especially with the news from last week, etc., don't lose heart. I mean, it's always darkest before dawn, they say, and this is it. Like, just stick through it. Be confident that we will get through this, and we will emerge through this crypto winter strong, because we'll have been building. We have not stopped. We will keep building, and we'll keep moving forward. I'm super excited because in another what is it, 14 days? Yeah, 2 weeks. I'm in Dubai, and then we're going to do this launch, and we're going to do a couple of events there also, and keep on moving forward. There are some other projects we are also talking to about collaborations. I'm excited about those because collaborations are always great. And yeah, we'll keep on moving forward. Uh, Yep. So that's what I have for today. So I really wanted to go through the token and make sure that everyone understood the workflow and kind of how we're going to do it. And question is Nifty Dreams open for partnership or collaborations? Like, I'm not even sure. I don't even understand that question too much, because the whole point of a DAO is we are absolutely open. So uh, yeah, we are open for collaborations and partnerships and things like that. Absolutely, that's goes without saying. All right, so I think that's it for today. I'm signing off here now. I don't see any more questions, so I'm gonna take that as everyone understood what I was talking about there. But happy to answer any questions in a future space or things like that. But I will see you online. Dream on, dream big. Bye bye.